Hey, Dr. Karen Can here. Welcome to another edition of the Spiritual Medicine Digest. As you can see, I'm in Harry Potter world. So this week I wanted to talk to you about the sacred rest or the sacred pause. Why? Well, there's a lot of changes going on in the world, and these changes seem to be happening faster and faster and faster. And guess what? It can feel like a roller coaster. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, up, down, up, down. And so you think, oh my gosh, what is this going on? These roller coasters seem to be more and more scary as time goes on. And it can feel that way. First of all, it isn't an up and down, it's actually a spiral. Yeah, it's actually like a toroidal field. It's actually a spiral. And there is some form of sacred geometry to it. I can't well, I'm not a mathematician, physicist either. So what I currently understand is that life has this interesting pattern. So it can be frustrating sometimes because some things you think you fixed, before seem to come back. But what I want you to know is that as we evolve, you can imagine two different metaphors. As we evolve, it's sort of like going up a staircase where you're getting to higher and higher vibrations, higher and higher knowledge and understanding of yourself, who you are, getting closer and closer to source. Even though you are source, it's like we are a fractal of the larger whole. So there is an exploration, and this, this spiral, it's like you come back, if you will, to the same point, but from a different perspective. So when you have symptoms that recur or things in your life that recur, you have a couple of choices. Number one is perceiving them as bad and, oh my gosh, what's going on? I thought I got rid of this. This is, not worth it. It's such a pain in the butt, that kind of attitude. Or you can perceive it from the attitude like, oh, I must be coming around that staircase again to this spot. So what is it that I can do to look deeper? Now, one of the things with sacred rest is that in a pause or rest, things tend to sort themselves out, especially in our consciousness. And what's very interesting too is that we resist it. Yes. How many of you are busy, 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 busy? Yeah, I have my hand up there. Um, and I love being busy because, well, first of all, I probably, got some of that from my family line. We were just always busy. Um, However, it's funny when I go back to, visiting family and things like that, not that I've been able to do that recently, that busyness is a very different feeling from the busyness that I have at home. Because at home, the business is around my business. It's around changing the world, is around helping people. It's around, this transformation. So yeah, there's a lot of things to do. There's a lot of things to grow and learn and understand, comprehend, it's very different. However, it still can feel really busy. So how does one manage this spiral? Now, some people have another, metaphor where they go down deeper and deeper, deeper. And that's also valid because, you know, as you go deeper, you get deeper into who you really are, your consciousness, and you also heal deeper as well, not just this timeline, but others. Anyway, so I digress. As far as the sacred rest goes, just think of it as you're going either up the spiral of vibration towards source or going down to the depths of healing, what is left to heal, not just for yourself, but all of humanity. There are like landing pads, if you will. So it's not stairs where you constantly have to keep moving. There's actually landing pads. So if you're imagining the stairs in your mind right now, just imagine there are landing pads. And in these landing pads, you can even imagine like, one of those pillows that you do, yoga on, that you can sit on, or yoga mat that you can lie on, or one of my Ascension 3 yoga mats you can lie on and get, healing on. um, or whatever you want to imagine. So here's the thing though, is sometimes we go up and down these staircases so quickly and get so lost in our heads about it that we don't even notice the landing is there. So we have to invite ourselves into that space of sacred rest. Otherwise, we will burn ourselves out. Now, who's done that? Yeah. So yeah, I don't want to do that again. So I know very well how I did it before. Getting fibromyalgia, autoimmune disease, chronic fatigue syndrome, allergies, autoimmune, EMF sensitivity, and the list goes on. So now that I am free of that for the most part and continue growing and healing and evolving and reverse aging, you know, yeah, I respect and honor, oh my gosh, there is such a thing as a pause. But then those of you who are really efficiency, drawn or that are like, I got to get stuff done. Well, first of all, some of that is just a stress reaction. You're actually not as effective and efficient as you think you are in that stress mode. It's an addiction. So we can definitely, do some healing around that. And also understanding that that pause actually helps you get stuff done faster. How does that happen? Well, because when you're in the pause, you can connect with your 0 point field, your golden thread of your guru essence, as my mentor Marcus Bird talks about, centering into who you really are. And what happens is the universe, your experience, starts to change and morph so that what you experience in that next moment and the next moment and the next moment may be different because your consciousness has changed. Who you are and vibrate changes. So how you vibrate in the whole actually changes reality. So that sacred pause is sacred. It makes a big difference in your life. So if you want more of what you want, less of what you don't want, I invite you to be in that sacred pause. Now, how do you do the sacred pause? It's actually a being, not a doing, but I will show you the mechanics of how to do that. Now, the way I do it is to take little mini sacred pauses during the day and sometimes bigger ones. So the mini pauses that I take, I use my technique called stillness through observing internal movement, STOEM for short. Stillness through observing internal movement. Because I'm so clairsentient, I feel stuff in my body, including other people's stuff sometimes when it's appropriate and for the highest and greatest good. I can feel movement in my body, and you can call that chi movement. Some people can feel their lymphatic movement, blood movement, heart movement, whatever it is. So we feel that, and there's a training related to that that's free that, I'll post near this video in case you haven't done that before. So stillness through observing internal movement. And when you can do that interspersed throughout what you are doing throughout the day, whether that be washing dishes, creating, a newsletter, writing a book, exercising, then you're doing what I call stillness on the fly. And stillness on the fly is being able to pay attention to two things at once: what you are doing, hi little kitty, and what you are being and feeling the body. So it actually pulls your attention to some degree to two different directions, which is very challenging and at the same time actually is a form of sacred rest because the mind, some people call it mind frick, the mind, blah, 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 all that stuff, is really hard for that to run when you're focusing so intently on two things at the same time. Just try it. It's challenging. So it doesn't mean you have to be perfect at it, but just for 1 second, 3 seconds, 1 minute, 3 minutes at a time, you can actually be in that sacred pause, the sacred rest. In that space, what's really interesting is that your body and energetic system start to reboot, recalibrate, and rejuvenate to some degree. Now, that is like the mini pause. Now, some people literally, some naturopathic doctors that I know literally tell their patients to lie down in the middle of the day, especially if they've been going through adrenal fatigue and healing that. And let me just say that a lot of people are going through that who don't know that they're going through that. Because stress is an addiction. Stress is unfortunately ubiquitous with humans on the planet. So lying down horizontally is a form of reset physiologically to the body. The body goes, oh, I'm lying down. I must be resting, which can be very different from when you're sitting up meditating. That is also a way to do sacred rest. But it depends on the person. Sometimes people are like, it frustrates me and I don't think I do it very well. If that's running through your mind, that may or may not be your format for sacred rest right now. But lying down is very interesting because your body and even your consciousness goes, oh, I'm lying down, I'm resting, even if you have your eyes open. Now, some people will use like a blackout mask, which is great. Some people actually nap. I don't recommend napping for long periods of time because that could interrupt your sleep at night, and that's definitely helpful. That's definitely sacred rest as well. But lying down flat during the day can be really helpful. Now, do I do this much? Not really. I tend to be moving a lot and I tend to be standing a lot as well. Um, but what I do as my form of sacred rest to some degree, although I am still doing something, but my mind is so focused on what I'm doing, I'm not thinking about anything else, is block therapy. So I'll actually take my Ascension 3 infused yoga mat, which by the way, you can only get when the store is open. It was an experiment. It was pretty pricey, but I love mine. So I take my Ascension 3 yoga mat and I, block on it. So I'm lying down either on my side, my back, up, and not only do I get kind of, receiving those positive energies emanating from the Ascension 3 infusion, I also get to, listen to my teacher online to talk about how to go through the block. I get to focus on my breathing. And in that way, I'm taking a sacred rest, even though I'm doing something, because I'm really in the body and I'm not letting my mind kind of blah, blah, blah and go into a stress mode. In fact, we're doing the opposite of doing that. So those are some of the ways. Now, some people will do a sacred rest actually moving. They'll actually go outside in nature, and that's a really brilliant way to do it as well. So well, why? Because you receive so many subtle, positive, subtle energies from nature, the trees, the sun, the air, even if you're in a polluted city to some degree, when you're among trees and plants, it can make a huge difference in your life. Do you ever wonder why some of the dystopian movies show cities without a lot of, foliage, trees, nature? Yeah, that's really dystopian. You know what I mean? Somehow their city still works and they still have food and water, which is very weird to me. But anyway, but it's like this, don't fall for it. You know what I mean? That is not our future unless you want it to be. Anyway, it's not our future. So if we can do that sacred rest or sacred pause out in nature, that really makes a difference. Now, the other way you can do it is actually to eliminate something. And this is harder for some people to eliminate something because some people like to add things to their plate. Not talking about anyone in particular. So, what can you eliminate? Well, part of the sacred rest could be eliminating social media, or eliminating the number of times you're looking at your phone, or things like that. Okay. And it takes some discipline on some of our, some of us. However, this is a work in progress. So that is another way as well. Now, the thing is, I sometimes do things, if you will, to be in a sacred rest because I'm also doing other things at the same time. So that's my version. But you do what works for you. So some people will literally, just not look at their phones all weekend. Now, I tend to on Sundays not look at my phone and not have the computer on. Okay, for the most part. Um, and sometimes I forget to look at my schedule the next day. But anyway, so it is a way, and see how you feel, because your body is going to give you feedback on whether that worked for you or didn't work for you. So stopping social media on one day a week, not looking at your phone one day a week, except for, just quickly just checking that your family didn't, there's no no something that's going on that you need to know, right? Sometimes for me, I actually do more social media on the weekend because I have time to do it and I don't have time to do it during the week. So, but it's whatever works for you. Okay. So we've got nature. We've got, taking away like social media and things that maybe stress us out or get us riled up, right? So we can take that sacred pause, that sacred rest. The other thing is taking a bath. Now, I'm a real fan of Himalayan crystal salt and magnesium chloride salt. I get the first from HimalayanCrystalSalt.com. You can also get it from my Full Script account, which you can see on my partners page. Himalayan crystal salt is really helpful. Magnesium chloride, you can get that as a fluid. Again, you can get that on Full Script, or you can get it straight from Ancient Minerals. And they have one that's very pure. I really like. I think Dr. Mokola has another one. I mixed the two actually. I found a formula that helps with detoxification where you put boron, magnesium, and Himalayan crystal salt all together. And if you're part of the light medicine community, that is posted in there. Um, and yeah, it was really nice to put some essential oils. So that way you can play some music if you like, and you just feel the water, feel your body, and just be, right? So that's another form of sacred rest. And even though part of your mind goes, I have a lot to do, I can't afford the time to take a bath or take a walk or whatever, right? If you just do it anyway, you'll actually find that you are more efficient and the trials and tribulations of everyday life don't seem as stressful. And what happens is that the solutions come faster for you, whatever it is that you are, looking to solve, whether it be a personal problem, a family problem, a worldwide problem. Hi, Kitty. Um, yeah, it comes faster. And I like efficiency, I gotta tell you. That's why I like my TOLPAKAN healing method, because things heal quickly. So it is helpful, I find, to have this sacred rest. So you decide what is, you know, going to work for you. Is it lying down? Is it going out in nature? Is it, literally getting more sleep? Is it, shutting your phone off? Is it um, doing stillness on the fly, or is it meditating? Or maybe for you, it's doing something like that is a form of sacred pause for you, like chanting. So what it is we want to be in that place where we're like almost like not thinking, but we can't force ourselves not to think because that our natural tendency is to think. So if we are being and not thinking, that helps. But if you're getting frustrated with thinking too much, then you may try another method that works for you for that pause. And the really cool thing about our physiology is when we do the pause, our physiology, our body goes, oh, it's time to repair and rejuvenate. We're in a rest zone. We're not eating, we're not, running, we're not doing things that require that attention on the body, other parts of the body. The body gets a signal, oh, repair, rejuvenate. Okay. So remember, when we're on that spiral, whether we're going up or down, there are landings there. And pay attention to those landings. Choose to take the pause. So you don't have to feel overwhelmed. You don't have to feel there's no end to stress because stress is actually a choice, believe it or not, and a little bit of an addiction. Been there, done that as well. So this week's TOLPAKAN Healing Directive, we are going to do some activations related to being in the flow and also that willingness to be in the pause. Because a lot of people go, well, I know I should do that, but I just don't do it, right? So some of that is some resistance and unwillingness. So let's go ahead and do some healing on that, as well as clearing and healing whatever is blocking you of being in the flow of life and literally attracting or manifesting more of what you want and less of what you don't want. Sound good? So what I would like you to do, if you'd like to receive, is just make that intention to receive now. If you're in a safe place, you can certainly close your eyes. If you would like to do stillness or observing internal movement with me, you can. A lot of people will start by increasing the energy in their body by just, rubbing their hands together, getting some heat and energy flowing, or just shaking the hands and then go ahead and close your eyes. And then feel the energy running in your hands, up the arm, and wherever else you feel in the body. In that place, we connect to that 0 point feel. That is the sacred rest. Okay, so I'm going to do a TOLPAKAN Healing Directive now, and just make that, like I said, intention to receive whatever it is for your highest and greatest good to heal right now that can heal. We intend to heal. Here we go. So I now command that anything preventing you from being in the full flow of life with ease, speed, and grace, whatever's for the highest and greatest good, be healed and resolved now for you in this and all other timelines in the highest and best way, forwards and backwards in time with ease, speed, and grace. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So go ahead and note how your body feels. Okay, and then we'll do the second one. I now command that anything preventing you from being fully willing to step into and experience the sacred pause, the sacred rest, whenever it is for your highest and greatest good, Be healed and resolved now with ease, speed, and grace in all timelines where you exist. Thank you. So go ahead and just feel your body, what that feels like. Would love for you to open your eyes now. You can go ahead and share if you're willing to do so. Would love to get some feedback. What did that feel like in your body, those two activations? You can post in the comments below. And if you haven't already, while you're there, definitely click the like button and the share button as well if you'd like to share this activation and this message with anyone else that you care about. So we do have some announcements. Let me get to that page here. Here we go. So Light Warrior radio show is going to be Monday at 12 noon Eastern, and I'm interviewing the wonderful Jennifer Watson. Now, we're going to be talking about abundance, but maybe not in the way that you've classically thought about it. What I've noticed is that if you are not healthy, body, mind, soul, but even just body, then you cannot manifest wealth, abundant health in bigger and brighter ways, prosperity, things like that. So we're going to talk about the emotions, some tools of how to get to that space where you have more emotional and spiritual wellness, so you can manifest that more, the abundance, the more of the abundance. She's a pretty amazing person. Let me read this off to you. She's actually a performance expert. She's an integrative medicine expert, mental edge expert, physical therapist, emotional intelligence leadership expert, peak performance, post-trauma growth expert. Anyway, and the list goes on. I won't read the whole thing. So this is going to be a great show. If you come on 12 noon live next Monday, you'll be able to even ask her a question. So that'd be great. I love free coaching. Why do you think I have these people on the show? So I'll put the link below where you can listen in on the radio show, and then feel free to call in as well to get some free live coaching and advice. So what other announcements do I have for this week? Well, in case you did not get it already last week, I created a Healthy for the Holidays 2021 gift. It is a PDF that you can download. No email address is necessary. You can go ahead and share it virally. It doesn't really matter. I don't need people's email addresses, just a free gift that you can read, see if you like it. If you like it, feel free to share it with whoever you want. Just send them to the download page and or give them your copy, whatever. I give you permission to do that. I really hope you enjoy it. So last year we had self-care gifts, and this year I did a little bit more writing about hydration, what I do. People have been asking me some of my habits, and coming in 2022, I'm going to be doing a series of videos. I'm not really sure exactly how I'm going to name them, but something about healthy habits, health tools, things like that, things that I do. People have been asking, what do you do? What's your day like? Do you drink coffee? Don't you drink coffee? And you get little bits and pieces, but I would like to lay that out for you in case anybody feels like, oh, I like to do that. That would really help me, right? So we're going to create a new video series in 2022. So if you're on my mailing list at KarenCan.com, you can go there and scroll down to the bottom and get your free Sense of Soul Empowerment Guide. That way you can get on my mailing list, and we will, release that and just share that over time. Probably, I don't want to, let's see, how do I want to do it? Probably, I'm guessing once a week. Yeah, I think we'll do it once a week just so people have some time to process and also, feel like, that's something that they can implement. So if you give it to you too fast, it might be a little overwhelming. Yeah, so we're doing once a week. There we go. I decided. My staff's like, okay, she decided. The other announcement I have, which is kind of like cool stuff, is that I just found out this week that the LifeWave company that I actually love and I'm a distributor in, the LifeWave phototherapy patches, the stem cell phototherapy patches X39, X49 are on a on sale. Special pre-launch bundle. It's available in the USA, Europe, and Turkey at this moment. So X39 is a stem cell patch that helps you rejuvenate, regenerate has the ability to rejuvenate all parts of your body. X49, the new one, which is in pre-launch, so no pretty packaging or anything like that, but is bundled with that for a discount, is for the other parts that it specializes in. So it specializes in heart, so your cardiovascular system, blood vessels, etc., brain, muscles, and because of the muscle growth, probably that's why they're noticing fat loss in a lot of people, because they're, the metabolic rate goes up when you have more muscle. So that's exciting. And we may see, a lot of testimonials come in around bone density and hair, although we can't make that claim yet because the experiments research has not been completed there. But we can make the claims for muscle mass, endurance, strength, fat loss, cardiovascular and brain. So that's really exciting for this bundle. So the promotion, there's two promotions. One is you can just buy one of them, but if you buy two of them, you get two X49s free. Yeah, because you can't buy it singly at this time. So that's exciting. So yeah, I definitely got more of those. Some people are getting those for Christmas. Anyway, yeah, so I'll put the link below to my LifeWave site. Now, if you're watching this video after January 6th, 2022, I'm sorry, there may be a different promotion at this point, but you can check it out by going to my website and then going to store on the left-hand side, scrolling down to promotions, and then you can see if there's any current promotion. So I think this is very exciting. Both are stem cell enhancing patches. And at this point in time in our history, I think it's really important to have high technological and safe tools to help your body heal itself. So there's a couple other announcements, upcoming events. Number one, we actually have, this is exciting, we actually have event 2.0. So, sorry, 2021, the event. So this is going to be really, really cool because these are some of the speakers that I have high respect for. We're going to be talking about solutions. Yeah, not just the problem, because yeah, everybody knows kind of what the problems are, right? So the solutions, like how do we have lawful solutions to help humanity thrive? Community solutions, land and food solutions, consciousness, soul, purpose, living light, your right livelihood. How do we get everyone on a place where they can do what they love to do, have that money, have that prosperity, of course, health, freedom, and vitality, which is, of course, near and dear to my heart. So you get some bonuses, and I'll be contributing one as well. But some of the folks that are in this, are colleagues of mine, people that I really respect, like Kelly Brogan, for example, Zach Bush, Bradley Campbell, Thomas Cowan, and these are awesome people. I don't know everybody, but I can tell you the ones that I know: Josh Del Sol, Erin Elizabeth, so Kevin Jenkins, David Icke, who is iconic, just amazing guy. Sayer G, of course, Andrew Kaufman, Robert Kennedy Jr., and I don't know if YouTube's gonna let me say all those names. Anyway, Christiane Northrup, Dr. Palevsky, who's been very vocal, and Jason Shurka, Ben Tapper. Anyway, so you get my drift. There's just a lot of really amazing people speaking at this event, and it is free to attend from December 17th to the 21st. So we'll put the link down below. It's KarenCan.com/the event 2021, all one word. So the event 2021. So I'm excited. I'm not speaking at this particular one. In the future, I may be. However, I'm really, really excited to see so many of my colleagues in that event. I think it's really, really important. I'm working on other stuff in the background, as you may have found out from, a couple of Spiritual Medicine Digests ago. The other thing is to remember to sign up for Healing Wednesdays with Cryon, Lee Carroll, and Monica Mariani. I have an interview December 22nd, launching 9 p.m. So you do need to be a subscriber in order to watch the interview. I am going to do a live Q&A through the chat after that interview. So I'd love for you to be there, ask me questions, and the cool thing is being part of that community is like a larger, bigger community. There's a certain degree of light protection, if you will. So when our communities join, it's very, very powerful. So getting the healing from and the channeling from Cryon, every week, if it resonates with you. You know what I mean? Just check it out, see if it resonates with you. If it does, sign up. I'd love for you to be part of that community with me. And another announcement, kind of a sneak peek and announcement in a way, is that this may be surprising for some of you, but we talked about changes, right? Early on, like spiraling changes, things change, and that's okay. We can kind of ebb and flow with these changes if we take that sacred pause. So one of the changes is that I am no longer faculty at the International Academy of Universal Self-Mastery. I got an email earlier this week that said they're changing kind of like their mission and focus, and some of the things that we've been doing in IAWSOM in my sensitivities or superpower group, which is giving people a forum and a voice to be able to share their concerns and talk about every week about the things going on in the world that we're concerned with, things that generally get censored on, the other social media, that information is not welcome anymore in the walls of that school. And so it's a form of censorship, but you know what? I'm not angry or upset or anything about it. I think everything changes, and it's whatever's for the highest and greatest good of all. And this change must be for the highest and greatest good of all, which means that for my tribe, I will want to continue meeting every week so we can chat and talk about these things, because sometimes people have stuff in the, they're like, I have nobody to talk to, and especially I don't have a doctor to talk to, right? So but when we're helping each other, it's not like I'm telling people what to do. No, I'm just a sounding board. Other people have things that they've discovered that we're sharing, whether it be farming or what helps with family members, or things like that. And yeah, so we're actually going to create something new. I would like to have some sort of forum in that way, like we did with IAWSOM, in addition to because we meet once a week, but there may be something in between that people want support or help around, or just to support each other around as part of that tribe. So number one, we're going to need to figure out a name for that new tribe. And number two, if you are listening to this and you were part of IAWSOM and wondered why my group just suddenly disappeared, and why I suddenly disappeared, I wasn't expecting that that quickly. Uh, just reply to the email we sent in your email box, or you can email support@karencan.com. Just let me know, just, what, if you joined IAWSOM, obviously, for being part of my group and getting those Wednesday, calls with me and watching the replays, and you've paid up to a certain time, we will honor that. Okay. Whether or not I got paid doesn't really matter. We will honor whatever it is your membership was there in our group. So just let us know, because it might be the fastest, quickest way for us to get that information, so we can then include you in the special group. We are planning to have our weekly Zoom meetings at 12:30 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays. And in some ways, it does free up my time not being in IAWSOM to do other things. And like I said, I think it's for the highest and greatest good. And I bless everyone who is in IAWSOM. If you're currently still, a student there, take advantage of the wonderful faculty and the learnings in there. Just because our missions don't align anymore, it's okay. Stuff happens. It's totally okay. So don't feel bad for me or anything like that. Yeah, everyone has to do what they feel is for their highest and greatest good. So this is a brand new opportunity for us. So if you're not part of IAWSOM currently and you would like to speak with me and get support around what's going on in the world, maybe you're stressed out, maybe you just need a sounding board, maybe nobody around you is listening to you, or feeling, that you have to get a mandatory, what, and pushing you, and you need some, support around that. I know a lot of resources. So that way you don't have to feel like you have to know everything. You can have some backup. We can actually find stuff for you, and support you. So yeah, if that's the case, just stay on the mailing list at karencan.com. We will be making an announcement, and probably periodic announcements as new people come in, that if you would like to chat with me every week, we're going to keep that membership at a very low cost of entry. And so that you can get that support, because it's a really important time right now, right? And I want to support the bigger community to be able to not feel ostracized and targeted or whatever. And so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's Spiritual Medicine Digest. Go ahead and hit subscribe and like the video, and we will see you next time. Bye for now.